It's clear that she wants to control her music.
If anybody is watching this, thank you so much.
In fact, when it's time to release one of her new songs, she does it personally, talking to her fans live on Instagram.
But I'm really excited about sharing this with you because you've really been there for me and you've made my life what it is.
This personal connection has earned her a loyal following, but her openness comes at a price.
It says I'm now live, so I imagine I think that's probably the truth. If anybody is watching this, thank you so much. I'm actually on the set of a music video right now, so I'm in this trailer, and the meowing is Benjamin. And first things first, I just wanted to say oh, Benjamin just tried to jump on the table and then fell off, sorry. I wanted to say thank you so much. I woke up to the most amazing news today. And it was actually Todrick going, "Is this real?" And it was a screenshot of someone had said, "Hey, there's all these nominations for You Need to Calm Down." And I was like, I don't know. And so I went online and I went on MTV's website and saw that there actually are 7 nominations for the You Need to Calm Down video and 3 for the Me video. So thank you to anyone who watched those videos. So excited, especially just the fact that I got to work with such amazing people, the collaborators and co-stars on these videos. I've never had that much fun in my life. So to get to share that with them is the nicest thing ever. And so it's a fan voted thing. So if you wanted to vote for it, I wouldn't object to it. I wouldn't be oh, don't vote for us. In other news that's really exciting in reference and kind of in relation to You Need to Calm Down, the Equality Act petition is almost at 500,000 signatures, which is amazing, and I appreciate it so much. Anyone who signed, keep telling your friends about it, keep writing your senators, and hopefully soon we could be at 500,000 signatures. Yes. So I wanted to talk to you today about a few things, actually. As you may or may not know, I have an album called Lover that comes out in a month. So that's crazy. And so it's a month away, and I really wanted to kind of pick up where I left off when I was talking to you on a live stream that I did a little while ago. And I was telling you on that live stream that there are 4 deluxe editions of this album that are each filled with completely unique content. And I didn't really elaborate on what that was. I didn't really tell you what that was. And now I want to show you what that is because I'm so excited about it. It has to do with, I really started brainstorming about something really special to do when you guys pointed out to me that this is the 13th year of me putting out albums, which is my lucky number, and so I figured we've got to do something. And I was thinking about the concept of it having been 13 years since my first album came out, and so I thought maybe it would be cool to do something sort of retrospective, sort of looking back at the times that we've had together. And I do a lot of thinking about time, the passage of time, lessons learned, memories. And I think that, oftentimes when you live your life and you go through ups and downs and you learn things, when you look back at your past experiences, you look back at them with that insight of oh, this happened and I learned this because of it. And we sort of add value or kind of sort of insight to our memories. So when we look back on our memories, it's not the same as when we actually were going through them. The only way you can actually have an accurate representation of what it was like when you were going through something is if you were to have written about it at the exact time you were going through it. And I don't know if I've really talked to you guys about this or anything, but I've been writing in diaries since I was 13 years old. And I've written about pretty much everything that's happened to me. And, I've written my original lyrics in those diaries. Just feelings, lessons, things you go through. And that's been one of my ways of coping with things. I need to either write songs or write something in order to like process life, good times and bad. And so I want to show you something real quick. Okay, so I'm just going to be really honest with you. I've never done the thing where you turn around things. So it's the first time I'm going to do it. It's a big moment. So these are my diaries, and I got them out of the very secret place where I keep them all, and I went through them all and read them, and you'll see they have these little like post-it notes everywhere. That's because when I went through them, I marked pages that I thought that you may be interested in seeing. And so these are the deluxe editions of the album, and there are 4 of them, and in them are 120 pages of my diaries. And to give you an example of that, like, here's my actual diary, here's what's in the deluxe edition. So they're just scanned, and so it's everything from one second, just gonna turn this around again. It's everything from pictures drawn, photos of that time in my life. I used to like tape stuff in my diaries. That stuff's all in there. And so I'm just gonna show you a bit. So basically there's like, it starts like this. There's a foreword that I've written. It starts with "This journal belongs to," and that's from one of my journals, and it kind of goes through these like, each one of these has 40, or each one of these has 30 pages because there's 4. So there's 30 pages of journals, entries from me in each one of these, and then it goes to, there's lots of pictures and stuff, and then it goes to your opportunity to turn this into your journal and process things in your life by writing about them. And then at the back of it is the CD and the art and the booklet, and so that is what I kind of had to like show it to you in order to, it would be harder to explain it without being able to show it to you, but now it's done, and you can go on Target's website and you can pre-order them now. If you're in the US, if you're outside of the US, you can go on my website and you can figure out how to get them. I found some crazy stuff in there. I found like the original lyrics of All Too Well, which I didn't even know that I had in my diaries. So I was like, it's everything from being 13 and coming home from a bad day at school to, Grammy night to, processing my life changing as a teenager, all that good stuff. I felt like I've really been sharing my life with you I've always used kind of the metaphor of like, I open up my diary and share it with them, and the fact that they accept me for that is why we have such a strong bond. But this is taking it a step further. This is like actually doing it. But I'm really excited about sharing this with you because you've really been there for me and you've made my life what it is. And so I just wanted to take this opportunity to like kind of celebrate the 13th year of this thing we've got going on. So that's not the only thing I wanted to talk to you about today. So with this album, like I've told you before, it's the most songs I've put on an album before. There are 18 songs on the album, and so there's a lot that's covered emotionally, and I really wanted to give you track 5 before the album came out. So track 5 is kind of a tradition that really started with you guys, because I didn't realize I was doing this, but as I was making albums, I guess I don't know why, but instinctively I was just kind of putting a very vulnerable, personal, honest emotional song as track 5. Like, my first album, track 5, was called Cold As You. My second album, Fearless, track 5 was White Horse. My third album, Speak Now, was a song called Dear John. My fourth album, Red, was a song called All Too Well. Track 5 on 1989 was All You Had to Do Was Stay. And Reputation's track 5 was Delicate. So because you noticed this, I kind of started to like put the songs that were really honest, emotional, and vulnerable and personal as track 5. So that has definitely happened in the case of track 5 on this album, Lover. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about it. There's like a vast part of this album that I worked with Jack Antonoff on, and he is phenomenal. We've worked together for a while, and I'm so proud of the work that we've done on this album. And so I wanted to show you a song that we had done together. The song is called The Archer, and I really hope you like it. It will be out imminently. Like, I think it might even be out right now, if not in like the next 3 minutes or something. So you don't have to wait till midnight or anything. It's just gonna come out soon, like real soon. And I really can't wait to hear what you think of it. There have been a lot of Easter eggs that have been pointing to this song because I love this song so much. There were Cupids playing in the band during the Me music video. There have been arrows pretty much everywhere. I've been drawing arrows through hearts and stuff. And then the most obvious Easter egg, my friend Haley was kind enough to unveil that Easter egg. In the You Need to Calm Down video, Haley was doing archery and the arrow hits a bullseye that says 5. So I told her about the whole thing and I was like, will you help me with this one? And she was really like cool enough to do it. And so yeah, that was all I had on the list of things to talk to you about today in my brain. And I didn't know that the VMA nominations were coming out today. And I just am so happy and so grateful and so happy that this is happening with, this music. And You Need to Calm Down was the most unbelievable experience to get to make something with people you love so much and to make something that it just was such a blast, and I'm so proud of it, and I love you guys so much. The album's out in a month. It's crazy. August 23rd. So there's going to be some stuff, Oh, I forgot to tell you, The Archer is not the next single. It's just a song that I love on the album, and I don't, like, I know that can get really confusing about, like, songs that come out before albums, but I haven't made a video for it or anything. This is just kind of, like, sort of a glimpse into another side of the album that I wanted to show you. What else did I want to tell you? Did I have anything else? Oh, you can pre-order the album if you feel like it. Not mandatory, but if you want to, you can pre-order it, you can pre-add it, pre-save it. There's so many ways you can prepare for this album to come out if you wanted to. I am going to go back and finish shooting this music video, which you'll see soon enough, which I really hope you like when you see. It's just all really exciting. I love you guys, and you're amazing, and I will undoubtedly see. I really wanted this. I had a few overarching goals with this, with the lighting and, just sort of the coloring and everything. I really wanted this short film to feel like autumn. And not the entire time you're watching it, but in your memory. I referenced the film Love Story from 1970 earlier, and when I think of that film, I think of autumn. I just do. Right. And so I was trying to, I think, establish that in the earlier parts of the short film. And like when they're falling in love, I wanted that to feel warmer. And when we're in his world, his apartment, I wanted it to feel cooler. And then when Sadie goes into her periods of despair and reeling, I wanted her world to become cooler. And then in the end, when we see her grown up, I wanted it to be a bit of a combination of both, almost to symbolize that she is still herself, but she has been changed by this experience. And I wanted that to make us both happy and sad at the same time. But I think that it's also important when you think about the worlds that you're creating. Like, we were working within the framework of chapters. We had this amazing typography studio called Fraser Mugridge do these bespoke chapter title cards, and those were there because I wanted you to realize in the end that Sadie that these are chapters of Sadie's character's book. So when you see the chapters like "Are You Real?" and the first crack in the glass, you realize in the end that
this is the story she's telling about her
yes,
past.
this is her reflecting back, and these are chapters of her book. And these are the things that you're seeing taking place that you would read about in the book that she was writing. So we wanted there to be sort of like we wanted her to seem a little bit changed in the end, even with the set design. The house where she lives in the end looks a little bit more like where he lived.
Okay.
Than where she was before.
So she has actually taken something from that relationship.
Yeah, good and bad.
Yeah, interesting. There's another element in the film that there are a lot of theories about, which is that red scarf.
Yeah.
What can you what can you tell us about the red scarf? Because there must have been a lot of decisions that went into exactly
what can I tell you is the question. Basically, you stop it. Stop it. Basically, the scarf is a metaphor, and we turned it red because red is a very important color in this album, which is called Red.
Right.
And I think when I say it's a metaphor, I'm just going to stop.
Leave it.
And I'm going to say thanks for the incredible question to whoever asked it. You've really taken us for a ride with that one. Thank you.
Scarf question was mine, actually.
Thanks, at Cameron Bailey.
That's right. Yes.
Thank you.
All right, but I am going to go back to, this time, TikTok.
Yes.
Zara on TikTok is asking, are there any other genres within filmmaking that you'd be eager to pursue?
Ooh. It's a good suggestion. I think I will always want to tell human stories about human emotion. I never say never, but I can't imagine myself like filming an action sequence. It's just for me, like if it happens one day, honestly, like that'll be funny character growth. But at this point, I want to, I could see it going. I could see it going in a more comedic, irreverent place. I could see it being a little bit, I don't always see myself telling stories about extreme guttural heartbreak at your most formative age that really sort of, debilitates you emotionally for years, and then you have to like develop the scar tissue in order to move on with your life. And then limp your way to your typewriter and write a novel about it because you're still,
Yeah, you can't keep doing that.
No.
It's going to be painful.
I think I've done that.
Yeah.
So I would love to, I'd love to keep taking baby steps forward. And I think that I'm at a place now where the next baby step is not a baby step. It would be committing to making a film. And I feel like I would just absolutely love for the right opportunity to arise because I absolutely adore telling stories this way.
That's where I was going as well. Feature film's got to be next, no?
If it were the right thing,
yeah.
it would be such a privilege and an honor. And I also just do want to say that I'm aware of the fact that I'm in an incredibly privileged place to have gotten to finance this short film independently. Because when we talk about female filmmakers, I am one of them, but I also realize that there are people who are working so hard to get financing and to get any type of budget together to make the productions and the projects that they want to make. So I honestly bow down and tip my hat to those female filmmakers.
We have an initiative here at TIFF called Share Her Journey, which is all about supporting female filmmakers. We've been doing it for 5 years now, and it's just, there are doors that need to be opened or kicked down in order for women to have more opportunities that they usually don't. There are incredible stats about women graduating film school at the same rate as men, but then 10 years into their careers, very different.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So things still need to change, but it's great that you're aware of that and the need for change.
It's great that you're taking those initiatives. That's amazing.
Trying to do our bit.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should have like a URL for you all to go to, but I don't right now.
They're very resourceful.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. You will find it. You still have your music career, of course, right? We're talking about your film work, but how are you going to balance it?
Last time I checked, I love that. I do have my music career.
And how much of the visual side of it, whether it's more films, music videos, that kind of thing, how much do you think that will take up of your time and creativity?
It's an interesting projection to try to come up with, having not thought about that exact thing ever before. I really, I have a lot of bandwidth to put into creative things. And I get exhausted by things in life, but they're never creative things. I love making stuff, and I'm for the last 5 or 6 years, I've just been I just love making stuff. I just want to never do anything but make stuff. So I just hope that keeps going. I am so lucky to be supported by kind, generous, nice, thoughtful people who seem to care about stuff I make. I just hope that keeps going. I'm gonna keep working hard, trying my best. All of that. And I would absolutely love to expand in terms of filmmaking and storytelling and keep, it's a natural extension of my writing. I really feel that, and as long as I can keep doing all the natural extensions of my writing, doing shows is a natural extension of my writing. I love that too.
Yeah.
I want to do all the things.
Well, Taylor, we're out of time, but I just want to thank you so much for this conversation. I'm hearing that we have a little bit more time. Thank you. If you're willing, we'll keep it going for just a little bit longer.
Yeah, I would love it.
Because I wanted to ask you, you talked about Sadie and Dylan as the actors that you absolutely wanted for All Too Well, the short film. And in future film projects or just ideas that might be percolating, I wonder if there's certain actors that you have in mind.
Totally. I definitely do. But if I say that, then if I go to them and say, they'll already know. Do you know what I mean? And then I won't have an opportunity to write them a novel length text, which honestly, there's just something in that, me just begging people to work with me over text message or voice memo or whatever it is that I did. No, I absolutely, there are so many actors out there that when I watch a film, I think that sparks.
Here's the full script. No headings, continuous flow, built around real quotes and reported details. They said it would never happen this way. Not this fast, not this big, not with the entire world watching and somehow still not seeing it coming until the very last second. And then, on a Friday evening in July, Madison Square Garden, the most famous arena on Earth, stopped being an arena at all. It became a wedding chapel. And two of the most watched people on the planet quietly became husband and wife. If you followed this story even a little, you know it didn't start with fame. It started with a football player, a friendship bracelet, and a joke that turned into a love story nobody could have scripted better. 3 years later, that same man stood at the altar in Christian Dior, next to his brother, while the woman who once turned heartbreak into chart-topping albums walked toward him in a custom gown with a train long enough to fill the room. There were no bridesmaids, no groomsmen. Just her brother standing in as her man of honor, and his brother standing beside him as best man. A statement released that evening explained it simply. The ceremony joined both families together, not two separate sides. One family, built in front of 1,000 guests. NPR, their friend officiated. A comedian, of all people, standing at the front of one of the most emotional nights either family had ever lived through. And according to guests who were actually in that room, what happened next wasn't just a ceremony. It was something closer to a confession. Vows that weren't short, weren't rehearsed sounding, weren't safe. Long personal. The kind of vows that make a room full of powerful, camera-hardened people forget they're supposed to look composed. One attendee, AMC's CEO Adam Aron, said watching it felt like proof that love conquers all. Think about that for a second. Not a fan, not a headline writer. A businessman, sitting in that audience, walking away with that as his takeaway. Yahoo! And he wasn't alone. Morning show hosts who are used to reporting on emotional moments, not living inside them, found themselves on the other side of the camera for once. One of them could barely get through describing the vows without pausing. Another called what he witnessed real, vulnerable, and deeply loving. These are people paid to stay composed on live television. And this night broke through that. Even the groom's own family, who have spent years getting used to being pulled into a spotlight they never asked for, admitted this was different. The morning after, his mother stepped in front of a camera and was asked, simply, how it went. She didn't give a polished answer. She didn't need one. She said it was magical. Man, magical. That's it. That's all she could manage. And somehow, that says more than a paragraph ever could. ABC News. Outside the ceremony, celebrities who attended kept posting the same word, almost like they'd all agreed on it without speaking to each other. Magic. One actress described the entire night as a moment where the love in the room was something you could physically feel. Another guest simply wrote, wow, wow, wow. Because sometimes the biggest emotions don't come out as full sentences. They come out exactly like that. And here's the part that makes this bigger than just a celebrity wedding. In the days before they said, I do, this couple quietly donated millions of dollars across children's hospitals, food banks, and music programs in the cities that mattered most to their story. No big press conference. No cameras for that part. Just two people making sure that before they walked down an aisle, they gave something back to the people who've supported them the whole way. So when you step back and look at everything, the years of speculation, the friendship bracelet that started it all, the wedding nobody was 100% sure was even real until the signs went up outside the arena. You start to understand why fans everywhere feel like they've been part of this journey too. Because in a strange way, they have. They watched two people fall in love in public, stumble, grow, and finally choose each other in front of everyone, for real this time. And that's exactly why this story isn't going away anytime soon. Because when love like this becomes real, not staged, not scripted, but real, people don't just watch it. They remember exactly where they were when they heard the news. If this story moved you even a little, that's exactly why we cover moments like this. The real ones, the ones worth remembering. Subscribe, because there's more of this coming, and you won't want to miss the next one.